Hey guys, and welcome to the Natty Blueprint podcast. This is episode 42. I hope everyone is good. It is a solo episode today with just myself and Denny. I'm very, very busy this weekend, so I actually having to film a few days earlier than our normal kind of scheduled day of filming. So thank you for everyone who's asked questions as well. It was obviously a little bit of a short notice podcast. But Denny, first of all, mate, how are you? We're having a little bit of a catch up on how the off season's going,
How the off
bro.
season's going. It's like that question where you're like, "How's prep, bro?" It's probably even worse of a question for an off season, isn't it? Because like nothing's changed. I've just eaten some more meals. Yeah, nothing really to update. It's all pretty much smooth sailing at this point. I think you said to me about kind of hitting some new goals, so we're gonna try the 50s at some point for incline dumbbell press, which kind of was my end of year goal, but I'm very, very close to it now, so I will take that.
Go for it.
Same with the 220 deadlift. Like I hit 210 four last week, no, five last week, for the previous five again. So I think I could get the sixth out. Once I'm at six, seven, I might go up to 215 and just see what happens.
I just pulled
Um,
220
just
straight
pull
away.
220. Yeah, just go for a single.
Honestly,
To be fair, I'd probably do that for a triple quite
on
comfortably.
hinges, I don't bother with 2.5s.
Yeah,
I just go straight. I just go up 10 kilos. Like,
yeah,
and I've always found as well. I don't know how you found like this on certain exercises, but when you go up a certain amount of weight, you kind of know how many reps you're gonna get. Like, so
yeah.
with a hip hinge. So for example, at the moment I can only RDL like 180 because my back is glass
It's
and I
got
still feel
glass back.
fragile. I still feel so fragile coming out of prep, but I know if I went 190, I'd probably get six. I know if I went 200, I'd probably get four.
Yeah,
I just don't have the confidence to even go to 200 at the
yeah.
moment. But
That's a big thing with like hip hinging. I know for me, like I've shifted. I think the most I've ever pulled off the ground is like 235, 237 for a single, and that was last year. I kind of want to do that again this year, see if I can pull like 240, 245, which I think I'll be able to do. But yeah, you kind of get used to knowing what you can pull, and then it's quite predictable on the drop down. So
yeah,
yeah, I think 220 could be there for a triple. The third one would probably be a bit sloppy, but it would definitely move. But for me, I don't know why. It's always as soon as I stop, like I can not obviously bounce it up and down. I always reset after the lift, but I get to like rep three, rep four, and then I just do this weird, stupid pause, and I know it fails the next rep every single time because I just get in my head. I'm like, it's gonna feel heavy now.
yeah,
But if I just carried on going, so I need to kind of just cue myself for next week to be like, just keep going because it's moving. It's not really slowing down that much. It's only when I sit at the bottom of it, which probably expends a bit of energy, like trying to stay in that kind of brace position, I just absolutely fluff it. And I know that. And every single week I bottle that last rep.
yeah. It's do you know what? That's always the case with hip hinging. I don't know if you found it, but the first one always feels the worst. Like it
For me,
always
first
feels the
one's like
heaviest.
fine.
Really?
Yeah.
So when I used to stiff leg,
Especially with, to be fair, with deadlifts, yes. RDLs, no, because I can
oh yeah,
create
no,
quite a bit
RDLs
of
was good.
power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I still find that with RDLs, the second one always feels better than the first.
Yeah.
I think that's because I'm in the groove of it. But I remember when I stiff legged, I think my best stiff leg is like 235 for three.
Yeah.
Um, and I remember like I had to psych myself up so much for that first rep because I knew that
Yeah.
that first one was like always going to be the most difficult.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's especially when you're going for like a PR as well. It is that kind of mental thing. Like I don't know how close I have my last warm up set quite close in terms of weight to what I'm about to pull. But if you have a big jump, it's probably going to feel like shit. Like I can't do like 180 then go to my top set. I'll probably still touch 200 for like one and then do
yeah,
210.
yeah. If I was lifting 210 up, my last warm up set would be 200. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But like for example, with the RDLs, my last warm up set is 160. So usually it's around a 20 kilo jump. When I was RDLing 200 throughout prep, I'd always
yeah,
go like 140, 160, 180, 200. I
yeah,
wouldn't go any closer. I wouldn't go like 190.
yeah. It's a bit of a waste at that point, isn't it? So
Yeah, just
yeah,
oh man, I can't fucking wait to just be hip hinging stupidly strong again.
yeah. It is fun. Like there is, as much as you shouldn't train completely for ego, it is nice just slinging
Oh,
some
do
heavy weight
you
around.
know what? That's a lot of my training at the moment is
Yeah,
just like a lot of basics, like dumbbell
yeah,
pressing, barbell rowing, RDLing, like dumbbell rowing, like stuff that,
yeah,
okay, I've been running an RDL for a while, but a lot of the other stuff I hadn't run in ages.
yeah,
And it just feels so good to just, like, I put on my story the other day of me barbell rowing. Like, it, it doesn't look the best towards the back end of the set, but I put
yeah.
that bar down, my back is lit
It's
up.
lit
Like my
up.
whole
Yeah,
posterior chain is just fried. And I'm like, cool, that was the purpose of that exercise, is to trash my
yeah,
back. And I've
exactly.
done that. So
Yeah, yeah. How are you finding the incline dumbbell press at the minute?
it's getting better. I can
Yeah,
only so what I'm doing at the moment is doing my high rep set first and then a low rep set.
yeah,
And tomorrow I might even incorporate another set. So I'm not taking. I say I'm not taking plus ones. I trained with Louis last time I done it, and he gave me like plus ones in both sets, and I was like, "Fucking hell!" And
yeah, yeah. I saw that. I watched your YouTube video. I was like,
yeah,
don't know whether Max wanted that.
like I think if you watch me train a lot, you will see that I don't take a lot of plus ones because I
Yeah,
find that I don't want to bring up the word fatigue, but it does take away from the work in the rest of my session, especially when at the moment I'm trying to drive up the volume aspect of things.
yeah.
That's when like I'm just taking unnecessary reps at that point.
Yeah, especially for me, like with like a dumbbell press as an example, I don't want a plus one because it's for me it just feels unsafe because someone's even if
Yeah,
they're a very, very good spot, them you can't really gauge it and you might come in a little bit too much. Like if
yeah.
I fail, I fail. I just
And
drop the
also
dumbbell.
like I don't know why, but when someone applies force on your elbow to push you up on a plus one on a dumbbell,
Yeah,
my arm, like my hand automatically
yeah,
wants to go back.
yeah, yeah,
So it again, it's like me trying to battle that. But yeah, my dumbbell pressing's going well. I'm only at 35s, but I got that
yeah.
for 10 and 8 last week. So
Nice.
I'm gonna drive that up to
With your low rep set, do you drop increase the weight on it or do you kind
no,
of
it's
match
keep it the
it?
same. I
Yeah.
mean, I say it's a low rep set. It's 8 reps.
Okay.
But my kind of goals for the incline dumbbell is to get like 45s for like 12 and then 8.
Yeah.
Or to, like it would be pretty cool if I had 3 sets and I got like 12, 10, 8. That
Yeah.
would be like a good goal of mine, especially as I'm fucking shit at dumbbell pressing.
It's because you got long arms, bro.
Yeah, man, and I'm coming down now as well till I touch my chest with a dumbbell,
Yeah.
which I've never done before. It's the same with my incline Smith actually. I'm touching my chest with every
Yeah.
rep, and
It's an easy way to standardize it that way as well,
yeah,
instead of kind of leaving it to guesswork. Especially, I don't know if sometimes I close my eyes when I'm doing it,
yeah,
but if you're going literally touching your chest, you know you're coming down the same amount each time. So,
that's
yeah.
it, that's it. Yeah, I think it's something I've always strayed away from, like incline dumbbell, incline Smith, or really any Smith presses. Like I've always been pretty shit at them,
Yeah.
unless I think the best I've done on an incline Smith is maybe like 120,
Yep.
like 5 or 6, which is not great. And I look back at the footage, and I was probably stopping at like maybe 2, 3 inches above my chest, which is
Yeah.
back then I would have argued, oh, I've got long arms, so I can't go into that range, or I don't feel comfortable going into that range.
I mean, there is that argument because if your arm is longer, or like let's say from your elbow to your wrist is longer, your lower arm is technically still traveling the same distance
Yeah,
as someone with a shorter arm. So, but then you could argue just stretch the pec even more.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
Within that
if
kind
you've
of
got
length
that
and
range,
range,
use it.
which is kind of the best bang for your buck, right? The length and range. So
Yeah,
I'm definitely like reassessing a lot of my pressing. I think we've been over this in a podcast before, but
yeah,
yeah, doing those high rep sets first. Like even on the incline Smith, I'm only doing 90 kilos, which, and that's including the bar. So what's that, like a 20 and a 15?
yeah,
So it's not that impressive, but I have found that when I've come away from my upper sessions that they're in, my chest feels fried, and the next day my chest feels fried, and I'm like, cool,
yeah,
that's what I need, right?
yeah. It's working at the end of
Yeah,
the day.
and I also want I want my physique to reflect the load that I lift, and in the past it just hasn't. Like I've done, like I've said, I've done it. I said it on my YouTube video as well, I think, but you know, I've done the heavy pressing and I still lose a chest in a diet.
Yeah.
Like my chest just goes. So
Yeah.
there's something that needs to be addressed there. And that is just something I'm playing around with at the moment. So more volume, more frequency with this split, and just deeper ranges. Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully I can grow a chest at some point.
I'm sure it will. A long old off season and some changes to the training. It'll
Yes.
work. It'll work.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, I do feel pretty battered when I get onto delts and arms. Like,
How many presses do you have in that session?
well, I do upper, which has no arms and just like some laterals on,
Yep.
and then I do lower the next day, and then the next day after that's delts and arms, and I wake up and I'm like, thank God
Oh,
it's only delts and arms today.
yeah. Yeah. It catches up with you.
Yeah, it does. But I really enjoy it at the moment, so I'm just gonna keep running it,
Keep running
try
it.
and bury myself. I wrote that in a post the other day of just like, rather than everyone trying to avoid bin status, how about we all chase it and just see
Yeah.
what we can get away with? Because I
Yeah.
I genuinely do believe the majority of us can do more than what we actually think, and we just
Yes.
don't because we're so programmed to just do this two set approach or
Yeah.
one
It's
set
like an
approach.
arbitrary number. Like, why does, for example, everyone's got slightly different recovery capabilities. Let's be real, no one's the same. So why are we pinning ourselves in a hole of like everyone has to do 2 sets?
Yeah,
Why not four,
it doesn't make
five?
sense. Yeah,
Obviously, there's probably a limit to it. Like if you're pushing 6 sets, what's the effective work there? But at the end of the day, if you enjoy it and it's something new and you can stick to it, get stronger, like it's going to work.
yeah,
Like there's plenty of pro bodybuilders out there that are probably doing 3, 4, 5 sets
yeah.
on one exercise. So guess what? They're pro bodybuilders. So
Yeah, I do think it's funny as well because like my whole life revolves around my bodybuilding, right?
yeah,
Basically, like my whole life is set up to make me the best bodybuilder I can be in terms of like my work. I'm not moving, I'm not active, like I'm pretty much like sat down majority of the day. I
yeah,
do everything in terms of my recovery. I eat all my meals. Like I can only recover from 2 sets of a press. No, come on. Like
yeah,
everything is set up to recover the best I possibly can.
yeah. And what does a lot of people say? Oh, I can't recover from more. But what does that actually look like? Have
Yeah.
you tried doing the three
Recover
sets, the four
harder,
sets?
bro.
Yeah, like literally, like what does that actually mean as well? It's like you telling me that when you go into your next session, you just can't press anything. Like you could still, obviously, if you're regressing numbers and you're running into like injuries, and yeah, you're probably doing something wrong at some point. But no one really goes to that realm. And same with when it comes to like training intensity. You mentioned kind of going into the bin. A lot of people just shy away from actually trashing themselves because then guess what? You know where that threshold is
Yeah.
as opposed to, oh no, this set was difficult, let's shy away from it, and then they wonder why they've not built any muscle. So
Yeah. I don't think in my new program at the moment I've got one set of doing anything.
yeah,
My hip hinges are 2 sets, my barbell rows are 2 sets, my hack squats are 2 sets, pendulums are 2 sets, leg presses on 3 sets. Like it's a lot. Like in my previous off season, I've done one set of hack, one set of leg press, but now it's like, nah, but we're gonna go 2 sets of hack, three sets of leg press, and just see how it goes. And my legs are a strong point for me,
yeah,
and they seem recovered by the fourth day to then go again and trash them again. So
yeah,
I have
exactly.
separated it out a little bit though. So I've got one kind of hamstring bias leg day, and then one
Yeah, so you're
like
not just hammering both on both
yeah full
days. Yeah,
bias leg day.
yeah,
But yeah, I do think that's a little bit of a something that people could think about is if you can do more, why aren't you?
yeah. Like try it, see what happens,
Yeah,
and if you don't like it, you could argue maybe you're not cut out for it. But it's one
yeah,
of those things like you kind of sometimes just have to find out where that upper limit is.
yeah. You need to experience that. Anyone who's within their first 5 years of lifting, I would say, experience just trashing yourself.
Yeah,
Right, rather than thinking, oh, when do I need to take a deload or a scheduled deload or anything like that, just actually just put yourself in the bin. Like,
yeah.
understand what that feels like.
The funniest one to me is when people train like bodybuilders. I say bodybuilders. People are newish into the gym, train under a reps in reserve approach. Have you ever gone to complete failure? So
Yeah, you
where the
won't
hell
know.
do
You
where
won't be
you
able to
get
judge
this
it.
reps in reserve number from? Like it's like just guessing at that point. So, oh yeah, that was 2 reps in reserve. Was it though? Let's do the next set, same weight next week, and just absolute balls to the wall, and you'll probably get like 4, 5, 6 reps extra. So it wasn't 2 reps in reserve,
Yeah.
which
It's
is a
it's
funny
so
one.
hard to judge. Like I think even now with how long I've been training, I would still struggle to
Yeah,
judge it. Like even in prep when AJ was like, right, run a D volume, 1 rep in reserve, or peak week training. Fuck me, I used to hate peak week training. It's just
yeah.
like 2 reps in reserve, and I'm like, oh, like I was literally looking at my logbook, and I would have to look at my numbers from the previous week and be like, okay,
Take two
one,
off.
yeah, 2 off that,
Yeah,
because I could go in and because I was in peak week, have a little bit more energy, and actually that was 3 reps
you
in
could
reserve.
progress. Yeah,
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 could have progressed. So yeah, it is very hard
yeah.
to. I don't really see a lot of people really running that anymore.
No, it's kind of same
That's
with. I was thinking about it today because I was using bands to warm up a little bit. Like no one reverse bands anymore at all.
no, but
It
that's the
used
whole
to be
length.
such a
That's the whole
yeah,
length and range kind of
yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's just kind of died a death, which is kind of funny in bodybuilding. Like you go through these like phases of things being popular. Like at the minute, it's length and range and fatigue, bro, and all that sort of stuff. And probably in a year, 6 months' time, there'll be some other new thing that we're all doing to some degree. But I guess that
How
is the
how important do you think the pump is?
the pump.
Mm. Like if you had to rate it from 1 to 10, like 10 being it's very very important, and one being it doesn't matter.
Like a 6 or a 7.
Yeah.
Like depending on the exercise. Like if you've got no pump on a pec fly, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Like you should be that should be the exercise where you probably get the biggest pump out of it. I can't really say with a lot of my back work I get much of a pump. I might feel a little bit, but there's not much there. And I would say looking at my physique sort of objectively is probably my stronger point. So do you need a pump? No. Like it's just one of those things. But for biceps, triceps, laterals, obviously you're not going to be able to just send it for like a 6 rep
Yeah.
set, so you're probably going to end up in a slightly higher rep range, and a byproduct of that is probably a pump as well.
Yeah.
And if you're also not getting a pump, you might want to look at your nutrition, hydration, salt intake, things like that. That's probably why you're not getting a pump. So you should be pumped post workout,
Yeah.
but it's not every exercise you're gonna be like, oh, I've got a massive pump on that. Like after I've done a set on the prime row, I'm not like, oh, my back's nice and lit up. Whereas on a pullover, I will feel it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like internal feel is definitely something I think for your weaker body parts you should prioritize.
But yeah,
And the pump as well. Like that's something that I've been noting in my logbook after every session is right, pretty
the
much
sensation.
rating my pump
Yeah,
and rating the internal feel. Because like again, I'm just trying to figure out what's going to work.
yeah,
And it's never something I've really been too concerned about. Like I've never got off a press and gone, does my chest feel pumped? Did I feel that?
yeah,
And therefore I've got a shit chest. But then I kind of related to my leg work. I can extend my quad and I'll feel my quad. Like it'll probably get a pump. If I just sat here and just kept extending my quad, like I'd
yeah,
get a good pump quite quick.
yeah,
And to me, that's like, okay, there's a sign there because my legs are very good. My chest is, well, not very good. My legs are good for me
yeah.
and my chest is not. So,
Yeah, I think also just the more muscle you have in an area, and again, this
yeah,
probably is counterintuitive to what I just said. You're going to feel it a little bit more. Like obviously your quads are at a strong point, so you probably got a bit more sensation, probably more nerves in that area as well for you to feel. So you're going to feel a little bit more. Again, that's probably a little bit bro, but to me that kind of makes sense. Like
yeah,
for it to, the more muscle you got, you're going to feel it more because it's more area to fill up with blood as well. So,
yeah.
and I
It's
guess
it's interesting. I think
yeah,
like we're obviously just spitballing here, but it's I think there's more than like one way to skin a cat, and I generally think people need to assess their
yeah,
training. And sometimes like the people I've seen who's made the best progress within their off season, you look at their training, you go, you like me a couple of years ago would probably be like, well, they could do that better or that better, and realistically, they've made a shit ton of progress.
Yeah.
and it's just whatever kind of works for you and feels good for you as well, and what you can recover
Yeah.
from.
It's sticking to it at the end of the day. Like I've fallen into, I wouldn't say the trap. Like I've probably about 2 years ago, year and a half ago, I was very much in like, let's find the most optimal line for the single arm lat pull down and get the stretch a little bit more by rotating the body. Like I don't do that anymore. Does it still work? Yes, of course it does. But I think you need to have an understanding of the science, but don't over apply it
Yeah,
because you'll just confuse the hell out. I actually had a conversation with a new client yesterday that I set up, and he was like, "Oh, I'm really into like the Jeff Nippard stuff and all like the studies and stuff." I was like, "How have you found that?" He's like, "It got to the point where it made him demotivated because he was
yeah,
looking at all this optimal stuff and he felt like he should have got more progress from knowing all this stuff." I was like, "Now let's look at your actual training intensity.
yeah.
Let's
That's probably
have
it.
that as a foundation first, and then we can reapply all that kind of sciencey stuff if you feel like you need to or you want to." And he was like, "Okay, makes sense." So
Yeah,
don't get caught up into either end of it. Find what works for you.
yeah, definitely. It's like finding the middle ground, isn't it? Of I
Yeah,
think sometimes you've got to be a bit bro, and sometimes you've got to be a bit science
yeah,
based. Because
yeah,
at the end of the day, both work, and there's evidence of both work, and it's just what you enjoy
exactly,
as well.
exactly. So,
Um,
with you, how is the current reverse situation? Has there been improvements?
um,
Where you
I'd
at?
say so. I actually did get a question from Josh Dandy. He said, "How's post show going?" So probably we'll answer that question now.
Yep,
Um, to be fair, it's been pretty decent. Like the past two, maybe 1.5 weeks. How many weeks am I? 4.5 weeks now post show. That is wild, by the way. That I'm
I
four and a
mean, to
half.
me, that seems less than it feels like for you.
Really? I think because a
Yeah,
lot's happened, like
yeah,
post show. Um, but yeah, body weight stabilized. I haven't gained any weight for like the past 2.5, 3 weeks.
no,
So it's just pretty much stabilized. I think we're just going to plan to hold
yeah,
for the next like couple of weeks. I mean, I want a food increase because my food is not high at the moment. I recorded a full day of eating on Saturday, and I was like, when I was editing it, I was like, this is actually depressing.
it's like a
Looking at
prep
like,
full day of eating.
there's a lot of like still kind of prep meals. Um, Definitely being a little bit more lenient on some things. I would say like I'm not weighing every single gram of veg. Like veg is one thing I'm just like, okay, I kind of know that's 50 grams of spinach. I know that's 50 grams of beetroot. Like,
Yeah, unless you're like going over 100 grams of things. When
yeah,
it comes to veg, like, it's not really worth it, in
yeah,
my
like
opinion.
it's the fluctuation is going to be literally
Minimal.
single digit calories,
Yeah.
right?
No one ever got fat by eating too much spinach.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just like that was one thing though. Like post show, I was still weighing my veg out. I was still weighing like literally everything to the gram, and I kind of just realized like how many times have you taken a handful of spinach and it been like rather than 50 grams, that's what you want, what you're having, or what you're logging. It's been
Yeah,
47 or 52. Like how many times have you done that? And
exactly.
I was like, why am I still doing this? So I had to kind of like mentally just kind of
Detach
switch off
yourself
from
from
doing
that.
that.
Yeah,
Because I've done it so many times where I know the rough amounts. The only I do still weigh my fruit, which is probably something that I'll
yeah.
try and normalize a little bit, but I think that is important
I
because
mean,
they're just
again,
a little
like
bit more.
let's say you're using fruits like berries, strawberries, melon, like pretty low calorie stuff. Like let's say you're meant to have 100 grams on your oats or whatever, and you have 104.
Yeah,
In an off-season setting, is that the end of the world? Probably not. Like,
yeah,
yeah, I think you'll be
yeah.
fine. So,
But I'm still, mate. I'll still weigh them out, and if it's 101,
yeah. To
one's
be fair,
coming
I'm like
out.
that with literally every single meal.
Yeah,
Like,
it
it's like
has to be
I
on the
just like
dot.
the round numbers as well.
Yeah,
Probably some weird OCD tick, but like with my oats, it's like, oh, 100 grams of oats, it goes to 101. I'm like picking flakes
yeah.
out of the
Picking
bowl.
grains of oats out. I can't have that like point 0.4 of a calorie.
Yeah, it's mental,
It is
mental.
mental, kind of how. But yeah, like in all, it's going well. I'm a lot happier. I wouldn't say the look is majorly improved yet. That's why I'm kind of just hashtag working in the shadows a little bit
Yeah,
until things just normalize. Like it is very weird. Like I was talking to Owen, or I saw Owen in the gym yesterday, and he's in a little bit of a similar situation to me where his post show weight gain has literally just gone around his midsection, and he's
Always does.
yeah, it always does, and he was doing tricep pushdowns, and he's still got like a striated tricep, and I'm like, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ, bro. And he's like, yeah,
yeah,
but my midsection. I'm like, it's just the way it is.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm the same. I've still got glute striations, but my abs are like,
In the wash.
yeah, in the literally in the wash. And I think as well, like water weight always looks worse than body fat.
Oh yeah, it's literally like melted candle vibes. Like
Yeah,
you just
it's like
look like
so
a
blurred.
yeah,
It just makes it look terrible.
yeah,
But no, in terms of training, absolutely flying. Loving training as well, which is really good. What else is incorporated in post show? I'm not binging, not none of that stuff. Do you know what? My food focus is so low. Like I
yeah.
just don't care. Yeah, I just don't care.
What about sleep? Is that a little bit more?
Um, a little bit. Still waking up early, but I don't mind waking up early. It's only if like I find that because I'm up for long periods until I train. Like if I'm up for 10 hours or 11 hours before I train, then
Yeah,
potentially I might be a bit tired going to the gym. Um, but yeah, no, it's still decent. The clock's fucked me, as we discussed prior to this podcast,
yeah.
because I naturally wake up at around 5:30, and now I'm naturally waking up at 4:30, which is brilliant.
That's what you want. Back to prep.
Yeah, back to prep, just waking
Yeah,
up. Oh
it's
mate,
just dark.
yeah. Do you know what? There's funny. There's a story in prep where Kate went to Malta, right? And obviously, I didn't go on holiday with her,
Yeah,
unfortunately. I would have loved to go to Malta. Um, but she went out that evening, and I went to bed and woke up, and I think it was like 2:45 in the morning, and I messaged her, and I was like, "Is it too early to get up yet?" But I was like wired, bro. Like
yeah,
I was like, I just want to start my day. I've got cardio to do. I've got steps. I can get it all done by 5 a.m. Like
yeah.
in my head, that's what I'm thinking. And she was like, messaged me and just went, "Go back to bed." I was
Literally, yeah. 3:30 is a bit much. I'd say. I think the earliest I was waking up or woke up on multiple times was like 4 a.m. And that's just like to me, it's like, what am I doing? Like, why am I
yeah,
up at 4 a.m.? Like, what is going on?
it's rough,
It's
isn't
not
it?
like I needed to. It's not like I was running out of hours in a day or needed to catch a train. Like, just your body just goes bing, wide
Yeah,
awake.
yeah. That's the worst part. Like when you're awake, you're very
Yeah.
awake.
I
Like
do miss that though, like that feeling of even without an alarm, like you wake up in prep and you're just like, I can get up, I feel fine.
yeah,
Whereas obviously when you're probably in a bit more of an off-season setting, it's like, oh, the alarm's gone off. Oh, just get up. Like,
yeah,
it's a bit more like that, which I don't like, but it's just part of it because you're not like your body's not screaming at you to go find some food,
yeah.
essentially.
And in
So
prep as well, didn't you find that in the morning, those first couple of hours are when you felt your best?
yeah, yeah,
Like I felt normal, well,
yeah.
normal to a degree in the
Normal at
morning.
4 a.m., but yeah,
Yeah, I was wired at 4 a.m. Like I feel fine.
walking the streets, like
Yeah,
doing my steps at 4 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty normal.
I felt my best there. Like, I had the most energy in the mornings, and then as
Yeah,
the day went on, just I usually got to a midpoint in the day, and I just went,
yeah. See, for me, it was like I get to around 5, 6 p.m. when I was in prep, and I was just like, nope, let's make
smoked.
sure I've got everything done because nothing's
Yeah,
happening otherwise.
yeah,
And
literally.
it would just be like, eat my last meal, shower, sit on the sofa, lay in bed, whatever, like, and just chill because I'm just cooked. Even from like having a conversation, like, there was a few times I had a few calls. I tend to have all my calls like earlier on whilst I was in prep, but sometimes I'd have a call at like 6:30, 7 o'clock. I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
let's psych myself up for this call because I haven't got the brain power to even have a conversation right now, let alone
it's crazy,
engage
isn't
back
it?
and forth. Yeah.
I even look at little things like I don't know. I might have said it to you, but I was at a point in prep when I used to debate to roll over in bed because I was so fucked. By like 9 p.m. when I was going to bed, I remember I used to lay there and I was in an uncomfortable position, and I used to think to myself, "Have I got the energy to roll over right now?" I used
It's mad, isn't it? It's
it
mad.
is
I
crazy.
remember,
Or even showering as well. Like I used to
yeah,
sit on the sofa and think, "Oh, please don't get to 8:30 because then I've got to go up and have a shower or whatever." Like
Yeah, just
It's
like
honestly,
the thought of like moving your legs up each step. I
yeah,
remember literally carrying myself up the stairs sometimes. I'd like grab onto each side and like pull myself up.
it's mental,
I'm
isn't it?
looking back, I was like, I'm 29 years old at the time and like I'm struggling to get up the stairs. Like, what's going on?
It's honestly crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So if
Joys
anyone's
of
considering
bodybuilding,
prep,
perhaps.
if anyone's considering prep, be prepared for those sorts of things because simple tasks just become like
Mountains.
just yeah, it's like, oh God, I've got to walk. Like if I say to you to go for a walk now, you'd be like, yeah, sound. But if when you're in the sort of depths of prep and you're like, oh, I've got 1,500 steps to do, this is going to be a bit of a mission.
Yeah,
Like, what's
literally.
going on?
It's like a small walk around the block, and now
Yeah,
we just like you just go do it. But
yeah.
in prep, it was like you had to psych yourself up. I remember I used to talk to myself walking around, like I used to be like, come Max,
Come
like
on, yeah.
just
Like walk,
one step at
yeah.
a
Don't
time.
drag your feet. Like walk with purpose as well.
Yeah,
Because in my head, I'm like, if I'm not walking like normally, I'm not burning as many calories.
yeah, that is that is probably actually true.
Yeah, of course. Like if you're lazy with your walking and you're kind of slow, the output is going to be a lot less
Yeah,
because your heart rate's going to be lower anyway.
yeah, I did notice my walks got slower and slower. Like my aura ring used to detect it was like 30, like usually the walk was 25 minutes, and then it kind of drifted to like 28 minutes, 29 minutes, 30 minutes, 31. I was like, I'm gonna have to start getting up earlier and earlier
Yeah,
to
because it's
do this
taking you
same
longer
walk.
to do the same amount of steps.
Yeah, and then I was like, right, no, okay, let's get it back to 25. So then it was like it felt like I was power walking when I was probably just walking normally.
Literally, literally.
Right, should we get into some questions? I'm going to get into Jack's question first because he messaged the Natty Blueprint directly. Sorry, mate, we didn't mean to miss your question in last week's podcast. Unfortunately, Denny had to shoot off, so we actually missed a
Yeah.
couple of questions. But he said, what what's your opinion on people using things like Ozempic, Retta for lifestyle and for bodybuilding? Not that I use them, just interested to hear your thoughts as coaches' perspective. So we have done a podcast in the past where we've spoken about Retta. I believe we've already spoken about um, Ozempic as well, but we can
Yeah.
quickly
I
cover it.
mean, they all kind of come under the same sort of premise, don't they, in terms of appetite suppressant, weight loss, that sort of type of medication. So it's a very hot topic at the moment for good and bad reasons, I think.
Yeah,
I think if you're someone that has genuinely tried everything and you are struggling, either that be through a lifestyle, your coping mechanisms with food, stress, work, that sort of thing, and it's a genuine, I don't want to use the word struggle, but like if what feels like it's impossible for you to do the things necessary, then yes, maybe that's something, a direction you can go down. Just make sure you are doing your research. Don't just buy it off a random aesthetic clinic. Like go down the proper routes as well. Um, but then on the flip side of it, it's like if you're someone that is seeing results and you've know that you've applied your results, and I can speak for Jack here, like you've absolutely smashed it. You know that you're capable of kind of
yeah,
achieving said result, and you've built up that resilience, you've built up that trust of yourself. So I would say, and again, I don't want to completely speak for you, but like looking from the outside, I don't think it's something that you need because you're smashing it, and it seems to be every single week it's going in a good direction. And then the same with other people as well. Like if you are seeing progress, even if it is slow, sometimes progress is slow. Like you don't necessarily need to go down those routes of detrimenting your health and your mentality around those things because unfortunately what a lot of people are doing at the moment from what I'm seeing, I've had conversations with clients, I've had conversations with just family, friends. They're like, oh yeah, I'm taking this. I'm like, have you
why?
even attempted? Do you know what it's about? Like, and they're like, oh yeah, I actually had a conversation with someone. They were taking, I can't remember what it was. It might have been Ozempic, whatever it was. And then they were going to Five Guys and like, oh, I can't really finish this meal. It's like the habit of eating bad food. I don't like to coin food as bad food, but you've still got that poor decision making and you're taking weight loss medication. So you're not learning anything. You're struggling to finish a meal. You've wasted your money. It's expensive. Whereas, in my opinion, you're better off creating better habits, having a better lifestyle, a better relationship with food, understanding why you have a bad relationship with food is important as well, because a lot of people are like, oh, I've got a bad relationship with food. It's like, let's dig a little bit deeper, let's find out why. And those things aren't happening, and then they're just taking his medication. Sure, they're losing weight, they're probably losing muscle as well, losing money, and it's not teaching you anything. Are you prepared to take that medication for the rest of your life? Most people will say no. So on that alone, why are you doing it? And
Yeah.
that's kind of my
Yeah. I'm gonna be so Retta, I think will continue to be quite big in bodybuilding
yeah,
because it's gonna make preps easier. And it's not only gonna make preps easier, it's gonna make the reversal phase of a prep easier as well.
yeah,
Um Ozempic, people can hate me, this is my general opinion, right? If you're in a life threatening condition that you're that overweight that you need to take Ozempic, sound, take it. I think that's the only premise where okay, I need to act fast to get body fat off because I'm in a life threatening situation, right? Or my health is not in a great spot and I need to improve health markers. Other than that, just get fucking disciplined. I'm sorry, but I don't just educate yourself rather than looking to it's it's like the people who go to the gym for 2 months and jump on gear.
yeah.
Like you haven't built any foundation or educated yourself on anything to improve your physique. You've just
It's
gone,
just
oh,
looking for that immediate
shortcut.
result. Yeah,
It's shortcut, and it's just like rather than I've made a post on this the other day about delayed gratification, and that is what bodybuilding is, and it teaches you so much in life that just yeah, just what's the point other than taking a drug and just trying to find a shortcut, which is most likely going to have side effects.
yeah.
So
Even if it's not a side effect directly from the medication, a mental side effect of it not teaching you anything, therefore you're going to fall into the same trap every
yeah,
single time.
well, as soon as you come off Ozempic and you haven't learned anything from it, you're just going to pile all that weight back on because then you will be able to finish that five
Yeah,
guys. Do you know what
exactly.
I mean? So
And then you're going to hate yourself because you're like, oh my God, I'm back to square one.
yeah,
No, I've put on this weight. And then you're like, becomes this yo-yo. Same with like yo-yo dieting as well. It's a similar thing. Like people are like, oh, I'm not going to eat anything. I'm going to lose a little bit of weight. Then they go the opposite way.
yeah,
Like you need to fix the issue at hand, whether
yeah,
that's stress at work, whether that's, I don't know, just poor education on food, which is usually the biggest one. They don't understand how much they can really eat of good quality food versus just eating shit.
yeah. It yeah. Like I don't want to sound harsh by saying just get discipline, but we do really need to kind of teach just the normalities of eating cleaner foods, not
Yeah.
being an idiot when it comes to food, and like to me, it's just one of those things where it's you're looking for a fast track rather than actually solving the problem.
Yeah.
And if you can't discipline yourself for 6, 10, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, like you see celebrities, they're not overweight and then they're taking a Zempic, and I'm like, just you could diet for this. I don't know. Let's say they're an actor. You could diet for this role for 10 weeks,
Yeah.
and you'd be in sound position. But then you're just like, oh, take Ozempic because it's easy. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just not setting a good standard as well. Like I think it just unfortunately I think that is going to be the direction that fitness takes. It's going to be I think again it has its place, but for the most part for most people they're going at it from the wrong direction and social media is that way. It's all about instant grab and instant this
Yeah,
and same with like I don't know selling a service. It's like, oh, let's see how quickly we can get to a 10K month or whatever it is. It's all like quick, 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 quick. Whereas just actually enjoy coaching or enjoy dieting or enjoy bodybuilding or whatever it is, you're going to get more out of it. So, yeah,
yeah,
it's
100%,
unfortunate, but that's just how it is.
100%, 100%. I'll ask Jack's second question as well, which you've kind of alluded to there. Biggest advice for someone wanting to become a PT? Well, should we just do it from like coaches because obviously neither of
Coaching
us have
PT.
PT'd.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, actually like teaching people, I think is number one and want to do it, not just because you think it's an easy lifestyle because I mean, you could argue from some aspects, it is an easier lifestyle. You haven't necessarily got to go to work. There are obviously pros and cons, but actually want to help people, actually understand that you need to learn about people and not just here's your training plan, go follow it because anyone can do that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they wouldn't be hiring a coach. Um, and just do it, yeah, do it for the right reasons at the end of the day. Like I always say to people that ask me that question, it's like, why are you a coach? And for me, it's like, I wish I had someone like me when I first started.
Yeah.
And that's literally my answer every single time because I do. Like when I was 18, 19, 20, I didn't have a clue. I was doing all sorts of stuff. I didn't really know what I was doing, whether it was right or wrong. And I just wish I had someone that had the experience time wise and doing multiple different things to be like, here you go, here's all the answers, follow me, and I'll get you to where you want to be. And that's as simple as it is.
Yeah. That's 100% it. In terms of like just document your own journey as well. Like obviously, if it's advice for someone who wants to become a coach, like you're your first client,
Yeah,
right? So document that process. Be a decent human being as well. Which Jack, we know you are, mate. But this is just a general
yeah,
question. But a lot, like Denny said, a lot of people get into it for the wrong reasons and
yeah,
are not decent human beings. And the thing is, the sad reality of coaching is you hear about these things and there's nothing you can do about it.
yeah,
And sometimes in your head you think, why the fuck are you even being coached by that person? But you don't want to say that. So yeah, just be like a decent human being. Understand that everyone is different as well, and the way we've spoke about this so many times, but the way you communicate to each client is going to be different because if you're a coach who is results driven, which this game is results driven in a way,
yeah,
you need to have an understanding of how people respond to certain things and how to get the best out of people. The way I speak to Denny is different to the way I speak to my other athletes. And me and Denny, like obviously we've got this podcast, we're like mates, but we also have that respect there. Yeah, that kind of uh, the role of coach to client as well, where if I tell Denny to go do something, he knows that I've got his best interests. In his first prep, he was doing no carbs on rest days. He didn't go, oh, like, whatever. He just went, yeah, okay, cool, because we have that mutual respect there that
yeah,
he knows that what I'm telling him to do is to put him in the right direction.
yeah,
But you've also got to communicate that well. Like, you've got to have, the understanding of, like, I think when I said to you, I was like, this is probably going to suck, but you're going to have to
yeah,
go on no carbs. And you were like,
yeah.
yeah, it's going to suck, but let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. So, but the
Yeah,
way I'd maybe communicate that to someone else is slightly different.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, the communication side of things is massive when it comes to, I would say it's massive when it comes to any business in general.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Like whether you're selling a product, whether you're a salesman of cars, like how you speak to each potential client is going to be very, very different.
yeah,
Like when you're giving someone, let's call it constructive criticism on something that they're struggling to do or failing, let's put it that way, you might term it slightly differently. But like, why haven't you done this? Because there are some instances where a client will continue to tell you the same thing, and the way to get into them is to be a little bit harsher on them. Some people will go the other way if you do that to them. So you need to gauge the individual client because sometimes you need to find out the reasons why. Is there something else going on at home? Like you need to be able to read the situation as opposed to this person hasn't done XYZ for 4 weeks. I'm just gonna be an arse and
yeah,
just tell them off basically because that doesn't work. But then there are times I think where it's just like, come on, pull your socks up. You're just not
yeah,
pulling your weight here.
yeah, yeah. Hold yourself to a high standard.
Yeah.
Um, right. Just switch over accounts.
I've got one here from Andy McNally underscore coach. He said, top tips for controlling craving when there's always stuff in the house for the kids and the missus.
Discipline. I, okay. Um, so I actually do deal with this because obviously Kate doesn't follow a meal plan, right? So she will always have stuff in the house that is fairly appealing. But I think when you've been doing this for so long, you get into a situation where it's just like a non-negotiable in a way. Like you just don't.
I'm not eating pizza every other night. Like that's just
Yeah,
not what I do. Like,
yeah. It's like, and I think. even now, like when she has a pizza or whatever, and I'll sit there with my bowl of cream rice, my fucked up head will be like, I prefer this cream rice. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean? So,
yeah.
um, but no, it is a good question. I think, yeah, it does boil down to discipline, doesn't it? Like, if you
It is
can't,
that choice of like it's that 50-50 moment when you've got something in front of you, like you can make a positive decision or you can make a negative one. And essentially you need to catch yourself just before you make that decision. And be like, what am I actually doing here? Okay, let's do that. Whereas if you're not thinking about what you're doing, you're like, oh, the kids have left out a bag of M&Ms, I'm just gonna finish those. Like if there's no thought process in it, that's probably where you're going wrong, as opposed to have a little bit of thought about it. Know that there's going to be that food around, and obviously you've asked that question, so I'm assuming it's maybe sort of directed at him almost, where it's like your missus might have I don't know a lasagna on the side or whatever, and your kids have got like cookies and cakes and things on the side. You know that's going to be around. It's not like it's a surprise and it's like oh suddenly there's cakes in front of me. Like just know that that's there, and know that
just a
your
cake
meals.
appears in front of
Oh, it fell in
you.
my mouth. Ooh. Like just have awareness of the situation that you're in. Like, for example, you don't, well, I hope you wouldn't, but when you walk into a supermarket to do your food shop, you're going there for the stuff on your meal plan or the stuff that you normally eat. There's cakes, there's chocolate, there's sweets, there's God knows. You don't like throw all that in your basket and be like, oh, I was at the supermarket.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing. Like, it's going to be there. You need a little bit of discipline there. Understand what your goals are and just crack on with it. It's probably not the answer
Yeah.
you're looking for, but it is just
That's
like
when you
crack
asked me, I
on.
was like, it comes to discipline. I suppose the advice you could give is meal prep. So you're not going to those meals. You've got meals in the fridge that you can
Yeah,
heat up. Maybe incorporate some of the foods that you eat with your family into your diet. So
yeah,
I don't know, make your last meal, give yourself a certain amount of macros for that last meal where you can have, the same meal as your partner and your kids. You
yeah,
can have it all together and you don't feel like you're eating off plan. That's probably,
yeah,
um, but yeah, like in terms of things just lying around the house, like Denny's 100% right. You've just got that thought creeps in, which I think everyone has at some point. Like
yeah.
it's like, oh, that'd be easy just to like. For example, in my first ever prep, I was working in the kitchen and I had to make a brownie, and these brownies were so bloody good as well. Like these are top tier brownies, and I remember I cut the brownie and maybe a cube of the brownie kind of came off, mate. But it was such an instinct because it was my first prep, my first diet. Just chucked it in my mouth, and I started chewing it, and then I realised, oh shit, I'm in prep. And I remember literally running to a bin and just spitting it in the bin.
Yeah,
And I think like it's that stopping that first motion, right? Of like think about what you're about to do. Does it reflect what my goals? No, okay, cool,
yeah,
move on.
yeah,
But it does
yeah,
get easier with more experience as well.
yeah. I think another one as well, like trying to give some actual constructive advice there is, let's say you do fall into that temptation, how does that make you feel afterwards? And use that as a
Yeah,
positive thing of like, I know this is probably going to make me feel shit afterwards, so let's avoid that situation.
yeah,
So
100%.
there we go.
Good question.
Very good.
Carla's asked, do you find that okay? Do you find that constipation affects the look of your midsection more distended um, than usual, etc. Yeah, I'll definitely say. Shall I take this one because I've got like the digestion of glass. Yeah, 100%. It affects just the way you feel, the way you look, the way you perceive yourself. Obviously, there's going to be some bloat in there as well. I'm gonna be real. Like in prep, there was literally, I think the longest I went was 5 days without going to the toilet. Which obviously by that fifth day, you are pretty uncomfortable. You find that when you pose, when you're in the gym, when you're training, like things just feel off, and you feel uncomfortable within yourself as well. Um, so yeah, 100% will affect the look, and being bloated is always going to be a negative when it comes to how you look, how you train.
Yeah.
So yeah, 100%. But one thing that I would suggest to you, if you're finding it, is one, assess your fiber intake. Potentially look down the supplementation route as well. One thing that I've reintroduced this week is the apple cider vinegar and the aloe vera in the morning, which is great for gut health. So you might find that that might help you out. But if you want to, you can direct message me because I've got a lot of digestion tips. So if you are still struggling, just give me a DM and I'll try and help you.
Yeah. Carla has also asked, do you have any tattoos? He's got a sleeve.
Gosh, and a bit
Any
of a tricep.
backstory to that?
Any story? My mum and my dad have both got the same tattoo. Um, it doesn't resemble their marriage because they're divorced.
Um,
So, no, they both got the same tattoo. I got it when I was 17. They've got the cross, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna put some flowers around it. So I asked the guy when I went there to put some flowers around it.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't really think about it much more than that now. Like when I remember when I was 17, I was like, I really, really want to get this done. Um, would I get any more now? No, because I'm into bodybuilding, and like the only real places you can get them are just like maybe wrists and
Yeah.
where else, like maybe shin or something.
Yes. If they're small, that isn't really gonna be
Yeah,
that noticeable as well. So
yeah. But I probably wouldn't get any over my like arms, like my biceps, triceps, chest,
yeah,
like back, quads, or anything like that.
yeah.
Um, you've got one,
I
I
have
think.
two. So I've got a quote on the inside of my arm that says "Don't think, do," and a little paw print, which is now very faded, of my old dog that passed away like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and that is it.
That's it. Would you
That's
get
it.
any more?
I'd like to, but the tattoos that I like are just very expensive, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna start just yet.
I'd like to get a whole sleeve done at some point.
Yeah,
Um, but I just at this moment in time, I'm like, no, it's just not worth
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Especially as well as this is my better arm. So
You don't
like,
want to cover it
I
up.
yeah, and I'm like, oh, I can't pull a side tricep or a side chest on this side because I've got the tattoo.
Yeah,
So I put it on my weaker side,
sure.
but this
Yeah,
left arm is bigger.
there you go. Don't get tattoos, kids.
Um, Carl has also asked, will you be getting more guests on in the future?
Yes.
100%. 100%. It's just trying to align, obviously,
Schedules, yeah.
yeah, with guests and stuff. It's trying to align my schedule, Denny's schedule, and the guests' schedule as well. But we definitely will be getting on more guests. That's one thing that me and Denny did say, that after my prep, we would try and get on more guests. I think I mentioned it in the last podcast, and I think you felt a little bit like that towards the back end of your prep. But
Yeah.
they, when you're not super like, I suppose with me and you, there's a lot of back and forth conversation, so we have to be engaged, right?
Yeah.
Like I can't remember who we had on. Maybe it was Dan. I'm sorry, Dan, if you're listening to this, but I got so bored during your second podcast, and there's nothing against Dan, but I was just like, I think I was
You,
so mentally fried, and you two were just chatting, and I was just there
you
like,
just like,
yeah, I'm done. I need to clock out. But yeah,
yeah.
now we both have a little bit more about us. That's me and obviously Denny. Um, we will get more. We'll get more guests on. We just need to. It'd be good as well if people, if you want any certain guest on, please do message us and we can see if we can arrange that. So I
Yeah.
think we've done a few question boxes in the past and people put just like people with 1 billion followers who'd never who'd never have.
Get Chris Bumstead on, so
Yeah,
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 no
I'll
worries.
try.
Dear. Carla has also asked, I don't really know too much about this. I do know a little bit, so I'm hoping you've got a bit of information on it. Opinion on all the recent drama regarding James Hollingshead and switching coaches. Do you know anything about that?
Um,
He's
I
now with
know that
Zach,
there's
pro coach, correct?
he's no, so he moved from shit. What was his name? I can't remember his previous coach. Was it Chris Tull? No, maybe Chris Tull. Um, he moved from one coach to another. I think there's a bit of drama behind it. Uh, it I I don't think it really needs much more to be said. Like, if when you're at that high level, right, and you're a pro bodybuilder and you miss the mark, and James is one of the best UK athletes, best bodybuilders in the UK, 100%.
Yeah,
And he missed the mark the way he did. I think he's gonna be a bit frustrated. right? And if you're an athlete and like James does, he'll follow everything to a T. He'll be robotic with it.
Yeah.
Some maybe responsibility then needs to fall on the coach, and obviously some friction can be then made if the coach
With them.
doesn't take the responsibility. Now, I'm
Yeah.
not saying that this happened. It could have been just a case of James saying, I want to try something new. James has obviously worked with numerous coaches. So, again, what he wants to do with his bodybuilding journey is completely down to him. I will say I'm very excited to see what him and Zach can do together because I feel like that will be a very good pairing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just one of those things that I haven't really heard too much more about it. I know that it kicked off within the first couple of days, but
Yeah.
things always
Yeah. I
do in
think you
this
put a
industry.
story up about it. He was talking about it, which I saw. And then I've seen a few of his recent posts, and you can see him and Zach are working together now. So, yeah, not too sure.
Yeah, not too sure. Carlos also asked, are there any new foods you implemented this off season that you haven't before? Pineapple yogurts. Oh, that I haven't before. No.
Kind of sourdough crumpets.
Are they the Jason's ones?
No, they actually sell them in Aldi now.
Oh, do they? They're
Yeah,
basically the Hason's ones then.
basically,
Or
yeah.
Zason's. Zason's ones.
Yeah, so yeah, that's not really like that's. I mean, I've obviously eaten crumpets before. It's just something I have on my rest days as well. So
Mate, I tell you
yeah,
what bangs. Egg and crumpet.
egg and crumpet.
Honestly, eggs on crumpets just elite. They like you pop the yolk, sinks into the crumpet, unreal,
I'll give it a go and review it. Sprinkle a bit of pineapple on it or something.
unreal. There's me saying I'm not food focused. I
Ooh, crumpets and eggs.
haven't had crumpets in my diet in ages. Do you know one meal I do miss is on a rest day my bagels, eggs, and bacon medallions.
That's such a good
I
meal.
That is a good meal, but I just don't see me having that for a very long time at this moment in time. Being
Don't
as
have the
like
macros, bro.
yeah, I literally don't have the macros. It'd be such a waste.
God,
Rest day carbs 200 grams at the moment.
solid.
RIP to me. But no, I haven't implemented anything new in terms of foods I haven't had before. But I have implemented pineapple, uh, yogurt, and salmon, which I've had in the past, but obviously didn't have that in prep.
Yeah.
Mr. Likes It Hard Limford, James Limford, has asked if you could only do one exercise for each muscle group, what would they be? Let's round these out very quickly. Calves.
Well, I'm gonna quickly go to the toilet, so you run it quickly.
Sound. I'll run this question quickly. Calves has got to be probably a toe press. Hamstrings, it's got to be a seated ham. Quads, it's going to have to be a leg press, even though you could argue that a leg extension is the only exercise that will challenge the quad in the short range. But I'd probably still go with a leg press. Chest, probably go to dumbbell press. Shoulders or delts, I'd just go with like a cuff lateral, lying cuff lateral. Biceps, step away curl. The one where you step away from the cable stack or face away from the cable stack and have your arms come behind you. Triceps, probably just an EZ bar extension. Lats, single arm pull down. Upper back, prime chest supported row. And then if you want to count erectors, I'd have the RDO in there. Glutes as well. Bulgarian. Bosh, done.
What was the question?
The question was if you could only do one exercise for each muscle, what would it be? And I've pretty much just gone through that. I feel like you're just gonna have to skip that question, bro.
Next one.
Next one.
What Max said.
Roshan's asked how you finding the new split and movements. Kind of covered that at the start of the pod. But very good, mate. Very, very good. This made me think about a lot of things when it comes to training. That's all my questions, bro. You got any more?
Um, 1, 2, 3. I mean, there was one that kind of alluded to like first time prep. Do we
Let's do
want to
it.
cover that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So Jack Obard has kind of said in relation to the story that I put up about first time prep advice. Number one, what would you say is number one advice?
Uh, don't make it your first diet. And what I mean by that is first proper diet. Like get lean before you've done a prep.
Yep.
And you could even do that for a pre-prep diet, right? Like do a good pre-prep diet where you get fairly lean within that phase. One that'll give you a good inclination on how much muscle you actually have. And also if you have the drive and the passion to follow through within a prep. Don't underestimate a prep as well because they're hard.
Yeah.
Um, Understand that what you are committing to is not only challenging from a physical aspect, but probably more so even from a mental aspect. Like you will doubt everything. So yeah, be prepared for that. Don't start too soft. Give yourself an appropriate timeline. Learn how to pose. Don't underestimate the expenses of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the cost of a prep, it's not cheap, especially if you're doing multiple shows. And also have realistic expectations and don't
Yeah,
allow your coach to blow smoke up your ass,
yeah. I
just in
think
general.
I think that's a, one of the things that I always say to a first timer is the goal of your first prep is to get through the prep and actually do it. Like
Yeah,
actually get on stage and do something that 99.99% of the population cannot do because
yeah,
you're jumping. This is I actually spoke to one of my clients the other week. We jumped on a call because he's competing next year, and I said you're going from a majority of people that just go to the gym and enjoy going to the gym, and now you're going to a very minority of those people who then take it to another level, and you're going into a competitive setting of
yeah.
bodybuilding, right? You are making that jump, so make the goal of the prep making that jump. Um, yeah, what else?
Um, Communicate to your family like what you're about to do because it's gonna be to a degree all consuming. Like there's not really any level of balance when you're competing or when you're in a prep like it is, right? My meals are my meals and there ain't no missing. Like it is what it is at that point. So understand that part and hopefully your family will understand as much as they can, or your friends or your colleagues. So communicate that to other people and try and enjoy it as well is probably
Yeah,
the
be
biggest one.
present with it.
Yeah,
It's going to
and
be
do it for
tough,
the right
but you'll look
reasons.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. You'll look back and you'll be proud of what you achieved, and just make sure that when you are going for it, you're not just wishing away the days. Because I
Can't wait
look
for it.
back now and I'm like, oh, I wish I looked as peeled as what I did. Even
Yeah.
well for me, it was like 4.5 weeks ago, right? So it's like,
Yeah. It is pretty mad. Yeah. Like you're gonna feel a certain way about your physique. There are gonna be some days where it's positive. Unfortunately, in a prep, you might lean towards the negative side a little bit more from time to time. But in hindsight, and you'll only have hindsight once you've gone through the prep, it's probably the best you've ever looked.
yeah, 100%.
So try and
100%.
have that understanding as well, which I'd like to say I did more so this time round. Obviously, there was times like, oh, but I'm not lean enough, or those sorts of conversations with myself. But it was like, no, I'm looking pretty wild at the
Yeah,
moment, like for my standard. And it's just kind of having that reflection of it and be like, this is actually probably the best I'm ever going to look. So appreciate it.
yeah, yeah. And then get a coach as well. Like get a coach who specializes within preps, like competition prep. Like at the end of the day,
Yeah,
you want to be guided by the person who's done it themselves and done it with multiple clients. So
yeah,
yeah, that is it, mate. I haven't got any more questions.
that's me as well.
We are done. Over an hour as well. I think that's the
How
longest
is
podcast we've done for a while.
it is, and we're both still alive.
Yeah, yeah.
Mainly aimed at you that one.
I'm not fading now, bro. I'm not. I'm not crashing. At least I'm not going hypo again. That was
Yeah,
horrendous. I remember just like coming off the pod and just going like sweating and then having to lay
yeah.
down. And I was just shouting at Kate saying,
Bring
"Bring
me
me!"
my
I think
milk.
I got her to get me some like hydration drink because I was like, I had no more carbs for the day, so I was like,
Oh
"Get me
God,
a hydration product or something." Um, but yeah,
those The good old
We'll wrap
days.
it up there. Right, people, thank you for listening. As always, this has been episode 42, I believe.
Yes.
Yep. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.